Today, our subject is English second paper. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself to you. You all know I am Muhammad Abu Nayeem, assistant teacher, English, Jokoria Grammar School. And here is a little description of my academic qualifications. So let's have a look at the topic of today's class. We are going to discuss today about the use of capital letters in English sentences. So what is our learning outcome? What are we going to learn today? Okay, after this class, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to write English sentences using capital letters correctly, find out the mistakes related to the use of capital letters in English sentences, and rewrite any given passage correcting the misuse of capital and small letters. And you all know, in each and every class, almost in class 6, in class 7, class 8, in SSC level, and even in HSC level, you will be given this type of problems to solve. You will have to answer the questions related to use of capital letters and punctuation marks. That's why I've selected this topic for you, so that each and everybody can be benefited. I would like to request all of you to stay with us, to stay connected with us, so that our class can be successful. Okay, so I would like to discuss the things one after another. I will take another class as well on this topic, on this very topic. I would like to request you to attend that class as well. So first of all, I just want to give you some of the very common rules that will help you in using capital letters in English writing. So rule number 1. Every English sentence begins with a capital letter. This is probably the most common rule used in this topic. So in Bengali there is no uppercase or lowercase or capital letter or small letter, but in English there are two forms of a letter. One is uppercase and the other is lowercase, or one is capital letter and the other is small letter. And the fact is, you will have to start each and every sentence with a capital letter. But unfortunately, in some of the scripts, when we are evaluating exam scripts, it may be found that in the exam, in your answer sheet, we find that you are doing this mistake again and again. Students are very much careless about this. In some cases, you are starting your write-up with a small letter, and which is a very bad habit. If you do it, you will create a very bad impression to your teacher. So you will have to be very careful. Each and every English sentence should be begun with a capital letter. Let's have an example of this. The rich are not always happy. Here you see the T is capitalized because the sentence starts with T. So remember, each and every English sentence will begin with a capital letter. Okay, then move on to rule number 2. So what is that? In writing English poems, every verse begins with a capital letter. Why I'm using it? or why I'm discussing this type of rule. Actually, in poem, the general rule of capitalization is overlooked. You will see that though the previous line or previous verse does not end the sentence, and even though the later verse is not the beginning of a sentence, you will have to capitalize each and every verse at the beginning of each and every verse. This is an exceptional rule of English poetry. So here is an example I'd like to share with you. The music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. So you see, in case of this poem, there are two verses, and each verse starts with a capital letter at the beginning of them. So you will have to be very careful when writing English poem. All the verses should be started with a capital letter. Let's move on to the rule number 3. Rule 3. What is that? Every proper noun and proper adjective should be written in a capital letter at the beginning. So, proper noun, or you may find some of proper noun phrases, they may come at the beginning of the sentence, at the middle of the sentence, and at the end. Wherever they come, it doesn't matter. They will have to be written by starting with a capital letter. So remember, every proper noun and proper adjective should be written with a capital letter at the beginning. You must have known about proper noun. You must have studied the classifications of noun. You may not understand what proper adjective is. Actually, the adjective that has been created from a proper noun is called a proper adjective. Okay? If I give you an example, it will be easier for you to understand. Let's have an example. I met Aslam yesterday. He likes Chinese dishes. I met Aslam yesterday. You know, Aslam is a proper noun. It is a specific name of a person. So Aslam is a proper noun, and that's why A is written in capital case. So it is also a common mistake found in your writing. Wherever you are writing the name of a person, a name of a person, a name of a place, specific name of a location, you have to write the name with a capital letter at the beginning. Okay, then let's come to the example number 2. Here, Chinese dishes. Okay, so you know, dishes is a noun and Chinese is an adjective. And you know, China, the word China and the word Chinese as well, these are nouns. Okay, China is a noun and Chinese comes from China, and China is a proper noun. And here Chinese is used as an adjective. That's why Chinese is a proper adjective. Okay, so if the adjective is a proper adjective, you will have to write it. Write the word giving a capital letter at the beginning of the word. I hope you understand. So rule number 3, every proper noun and proper adjective should be written with the letter, capital letter, at the beginning. Then come to the rule number 4. So rule number 4, in rule 4 I have discussed so many things. I will discuss one by one. The first letters, actually this is an elaborated form of the use of capital letter that we learn about the proper noun, use of proper noun. The first letters of following names should be written in capital cases. Number 1, name of the days. This is one of the most confusing matter whenever we are writing something. Actually, when you are writing something, when it comes to the case of the name of the days, we get confused whether we will write it in lowercase or uppercase. Remember, there are so many Mondays or so many Fridays, but these names are proper nouns. The name of the days are proper nouns, and that's why they should be written in capital letter. Okay, so whenever you will write the name of the days from now on, don't forget to use capital letter at the beginning. Okay, and so is the case with the name of the months. January, February, these are the name of the months, and these names are also proper nouns, and that's why they also be started with a capital letter at the beginning. Name of the seasons, again the same case, these are also proper nouns. Name of the festivals, in our life there are so many occasions where we make fun. Okay, and these festivals are also these are great events in our lives, so it should be written in a great way, right? And that's why we write them in capital letter. Actually, these are also proper noun phrases. Name of the islands, specific name of the island. Okay, these are also example of proper noun. That's why they should also be written in capital letter. For example, Santa Maria Island, Pinta Island. Name of the rivers, seas, and oceans. For example, I've given some examples of this: the Bay of Bengal, the Pacific Ocean. Name of the holy books. The name of the holy books, they are also proper nouns. That's why they should also be started with a capital letter. A name of the historic events, for example, the language movement, Magna Carta. Name of the hills and mountains, for example, Himalayas, Kew-Carton. You must have visited Kew-Carton. Okay, let's see some of the examples of this. So this rule is very important when you're writing something. You have to be very careful with these 9 items. You must write these items in a capital in a capital letter form. Okay, so here are examples, some of the examples. My father came home on Monday last. Here, Monday, M is written in capital form. Our annual examination will be held on next November. Here, N is written in capital form because it's a name of a month. Here is an example. The Battle of Palashi took place in 1757 AD. Here, Battle of Palashi, it's a great historic event. That's why it's been written by capital letter at the beginning. Okay, I hope you understand these problems. Then move on. I'm moving on to the next rule, and which is rule number 5. This is one of the most commonly used rule of capitalization, and in most of the cases students are found to be writing it in a wrong way, so you have to be very careful about it. Remember, pronoun I should always be written in capital form, and interjection expressions like wow, hooray, bravo. Okay, these expressions are called interjection expressions, and they should be written in capital letters at the beginning. Let's have an example of this. If he wants, I shall have him. Bless me, O God. Here we see I is in capital form, though it is not the starting of the sentence. And you see, oh God, it's an interjection expression, and that's why it's been capitalized, oh God. Okay, so these are the examples of pronoun I and interjection expressions. Now, I would like to discuss something very interesting. Use of capital letters at the beginning of the names of directions. It is very much confusing whether the name of the directions like south, north, east will be written in capitalized form or not. So today I will try to make it clear to you, and I will tell you how to use it. So you can write the name of the directions in both ways. That means with capital letter, without capital letter. But there is a system of writing it. The name of directions will be capitalized, will not be capitalized if it refers to only the direction. So if you are talking about only the directions, if you are giving direction to someone, then it will not be capitalized. It will not be capitalized, remember. So we are heading to the south. Okay, here south is actually meant used for giving direction, right? That's why south as will not be capitalized. On the other hand, if the names are used with a proper noun as a proper noun phrase or as a geographical location, they must be capitalized. The name of the directions not only used for referring the direction only. In some cases, you will see that these names are also being used for referring some of the geographical locations, Okay, or the name of these directions are being used with some other words as a proper noun. In that cases, these nouns are not referring to any direction, rather they have got and the label of being a proper noun, and that's why you will have to write the name of these directions with a capital letter at the beginning. Things will be easier to understand if I give you some example. Went to the north. He went to the north. Here, north is northern direction. That's why north is is not written in capital case. He is from South Africa. Here, South Africa. Actually, South Africa is the name of a country, and South is part of that name. That's why South as has been capitalized. Then to the next sentence. Western ideas penetrate slowly through the East. You know, the East means the Asian countries. Okay, so the East is not only a direction, actually it is referring to a geographical position. Okay, so here East should be capitalized because of its spatial use. I hope you must have understood. Okay, now I would like to give you some simple exercise that will help you to review what you have learned. Okay, let's go. Okay, I will give you the answers of these sentences in our next class, inshallah. So that is the end of today's class. I would like to thank you all for joining me, and I'd like to request you to pray for me. And remember, you don't ever forget to maintain social distance and keep yourself clean and stay safe. Allah Hafiz.